As mentioned in part 3 of my Tower of God history series, when Arlene and V had to come to the realization that they could not defeat Zahard and his army, they went into hiding. The place they fled to was on the 33rd floor. There, Arlene gave birth to a boy. However, once Zahard heard the rumor of Arlene giving birth, he tracked them down and brutally killed the child right in front of Arlene. Arlene used a spell to keep her dead child's body from rotting and searched for a way out of the tower, as she believed that she could find a way to resurrect her dead child if she could make it outside. After a long time of wandering the tower, she found a way out of the tower. Before leaving, Arlene left behind her personal pocket with a prophecy. This prophecy depicts a future where her child would return to the tower someday, and how God's messenger shall place the red thorn in that child's hands, and that child shall use the red thorn to cut the throat of the greedy king. And in this video we will talk about how part of her prophecy became a reality. So join me as we look into the events that led to the 33rd floor to be known as the Floor of Death in part 4 of my Tower of God history series. As always, don't forget to like and subscribe, and let's get started. After the Age of Genesis came to an end, Zahard started to properly establish his empire. As part of that, Zahard demanded that an altar or shrine was to be created in honor of himself. This altar was to be created on the 33rd floor and was to be used as a pilgrimage site for his followers and worshippers. He also tried to erase any traces of Arlene and her child from the floor, but unable to forgive this land from being tarnished, he appeared, Enryu. On that day, a red rain fell from the sky when he appeared. The first thing he said was that only those who believe in the false king will remain here and face death. Hearing what Enryu said, everyone was flustered. However, they could all sense that he was not an ordinary person. So many people left the place, but Zahard's fanatic followers attacked Enryu, and without hesitation the irregular started his attack. Countless spears made of red shinsu fell on the battlefield. None of the fanatics that tried to attack Enryu could withstand his attack, and they were completely annihilated. As soon as Enryu killed all the fanatics, the enraged administrator of the 33rd floor appeared before him. The administrator, who had complete control over the Shinsu of the floor, and Enryu started their fight. The battle that proceeded between Enryu and the administrator was so intense that all the mountains, seas and buildings on the floor were destroyed, and the ground turned red. The massive administrator changed its form while fighting Enryu, but not even that really phased Enryu. However, the administrator's blood and flesh, which was believed to be indestructible, immortal and invincible, were viciously ripped apart by Enryu's attacks. Not even the administrator's ability to freely control the Shinsu on the floor could stop Enryu. Ultimately, the administrator was defeated and killed, and the Shinsu of the 33rd floor lost its master. For a long time after that, a rain of Shinsu has continued to fall there. Enryu then hit a divine thorn that is able to kill Zahard on the 33rd floor and disappeared. To this day, no one knows where Enryu is, and his actions led to him becoming the number 1 ranked individual in the tower at that time, a rank which was previously occupied by the king of the tower, Zahard himself. The 33rd floor changed completely after Enryu appeared and became known as the Floor of Death. Most of the people who were on the floor died. It was hard, even for the strongest rankers, to survive in the Shinsu without the administrator. However, some people were lucky, since they were surrounded by the dead administrator's body and were isolated from the outside. But the people who did survive had to suffer from aging and lack of food. No one could leave the floor because Zahard's army was killing every survivor that tried to leave the Floor of Death in order to stop rumors about Enryu from spreading. Ultimately, the two high rankers Grande Zah and Grande Jah, who were the leaders of the surviving people, found a way to survive in this hellish place with the help of a certain someone. They used their magic to create a place called the Spirit Room, where they stored the souls of all citizens of the 33rd floor and developed a way for people to live forever without aging. However, this immortality didn't come without its drawbacks. Souls tied to the Spirit Room are placed under a curse, which forbids them from leaving this place. The rumor of a thorn that was able to kill Zahard spread, and Fuck started looking for it. Afterwards, the people of the 33rd floor decided to guard the holes of the Floor of Death so that their secret would not leak out to the outside world. However, not everyone was content, and eventually Hell Joe, who sought to escape, rebelled, used the power he got from a certain someone, took over South City and imprisoned Grande Zah. Thanks to Grant the Jar's special eyes, which could predict the future, and the aid of a mysterious woman, Heljo's invasion to the North City eventually failed. With thugs seeking the Thorn's fragments, Heljo formed a partnership with them to find the Thorn in exchange for a way to be able to leave the Floor of Death. And this is where my video ends for today. Don't worry, we will return to the Floor of Death in a future video. If you enjoyed this video, then please subscribe to my channel so that you won't miss the next part. In part 5 of my Tower of God history series, we will take a closer look at the princesses of Zahard. Until then, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel. Also let me know in the comments what you thought about this video. I'm Dennis, and as always, thank you for watching and I hope to see you again. Bye!